Hey gang, Sally here. Hope you're having an amazing and fascinating day. I know I am. I just thought I'd jump in here before I started the editing to give you a little context for this video. This is a product review video, and I'm reviewing I think it's called Chulux coffee pot. This is the second one that I've had, but the context is that I did the unboxing one day, and then the next morning, this morning, I did the actual, how to brew the coffee and what I think of it, part of the review, because I didn't want to take the time to do the unboxing while I was waiting to make coffee. Just saying. It really is the very first cup of coffee I made in this particular pot, though. We're going to get right into it. Before we do, as always, thank you so much for watching, and if you haven't already, please consider subscribing. I am getting really close to being able to be monetized, and so if you're one of those people that really want to help out with that, if you go find the playlist that says all videos in mostly chronological order, and just let that play, that would help out a lot. We're almost there, and then I can stop talking about that. All right, in the meantime, let's roll the intro, and then we'll talk about coffee pots. Look what I got. I got a new coffee pot. We're going to get started with the unboxing today. I'm going to tell you a little bit about what's going on. I'll try and see if I can find a picture of the previous coffee pot to put up here, which, by the way, was by the same brand. So let me tell you one of the reasons that I went with the same brand that I had previously, which is it only uses 800 watts of power. So if you've got a smaller capacity inverter, it's great from that perspective. And the one I had previously made a great cup of coffee for a lot of years. I really enjoyed it. But it died. All things must come to an end. And so I had the opportunity to go find a new one. I actually could have bought the same one all over again, but I saw this one, I decided to get this one instead, and we're going to go ahead and get busy with the unboxing, and I'll tell you all about it. So let's start. And the box is a little bit messed up, but I think the product itself is just fine, so we're going to see. So let's see if we can do this the easy way. So we've got some destructions. Probably won't need those, just kidding. And we're going to go ahead and get this out of, very well packaged, get it out of the package. So we've got the cardboard surround that protects all of its pieces, and then we've got a plastic covering over it, and a plastic cover over the drip tray. So let's talk about the drip tray to begin with. So the drip tray fits right here on the bottom, just like this. And one of the new features on this model is that you can move the drip tray up to a higher level. One of the issues that I had with the previous one, not a big deal, but because the drip tray was low, if I was using my regular size coffee cup, it would splash back against the back of this. So by being able to move the drip tray up to a higher position, that solves that. And if you've got a really tall to-go mug, you can just leave the drip tray out entirely. So you got 3 different options there. And then, the thing's pretty simple to operate. It comes with a coffee filter that you can put regular grounds into. And you just put your grounds inside of the filter, close it up, and then, just go ahead and put it right into the K-cup / filter holder area. So you want to have something in there for the most part whenever you're doing this. Let me just point out, this has a big hole right in the middle so that you're not going to be puncturing it, which, hopefully you can see this right here. This is what punctures your K-cup when you put it in. And this has a reservoir that does not have a measuring unit on it. So what you do is you take your coffee cup, you fill it up with the amount of water that you want, and you just dump it right in here through, it's got a water filter in here as well. And you can, it'll pull out, you can clean it if you need to. In all the years I had the other one, I think I cleaned it once. You do need to descale these from time to time. You do that by running vinegar and water through it. and then run some fresh water through. I usually did it 2 more times after the vinegar solution, just to make sure it was all done. So, this is the unboxing. Good morning. You know, there's nothing better than a good cup of coffee in the morning, and that's what we're going to have today. So we're going to start. I'm going to actually flip this way and show you the front of the machine. So it's a, I don't know how to pronounce it. I say Chulux. I'm not quite sure. This is my second one. I had one for a number of years. It was I think the original. I think they called it the classic model. I'll try to remember to throw a picture of that up here. But this one, we're going to go ahead and make our morning cup of coffee. And this is probably the second time I've done an early morning video recently. Y'all can hear how hoarse I sound before I've had my first cup of coffee. I have had some water though today, so we're going to get right into it. So there's this button on the top. I'm actually going to show you this right here. That's the power button. Comes with this cup that you can fill with your own coffee. Here's what we're going to do. We're going to get out the Don Francisco's, and we're going to fill our coffee pod. Because why not show you everything that the machine comes with. So we're going to put some coffee in our pod. And I like my coffee pretty strong, so I'm going to fill it pretty much all the way to the top line. So hopefully you can get a look at that. Pretty close to the top line. Close the lid. And then let's get the coffee out of the way. You know, Don Francisco's coffee used to be super cheap. I think it was like $3 for a pound. Now it's, I think like $6 for, how much is in here? About a pound. 12 ounces. So double the price for 2/3 the amount, 3/4 the amount. Okay, so just to keep you on track here, we put our pot in, and you don't have to do anything special to line it up. It just fits right in there. And then we're going to pour in our water. So I've already put the amount of water in my cup that I want the size of my cup to end up being. And we're going to just pour it in the reservoir here, and then put your cup underneath. Now, one of the features with this particular model that's pretty handy is, especially if you're using a smaller cup, you can move this bottom tray up to this level and then put your cup underneath of it, so that you're not going to be splashing coffee along the back, which was, you know, an issue that I had. It helps if I get it in straight, which is an issue that I had with the other one. So I really like that feature. And then while we're talking about this, the other thing that you can do is take the tray out. This is the normal position. You just let it sit right here. You got this little removable piece that the overflow, if there is any, would drip into. But you can take this out entirely, and then you've got room for a much taller to-go cup as well. I don't have a to-go cup. This is my to-go cup. It does have a lid. I hardly ever use it. Okay, so we've got our coffee in the container. We've got our water in the container. We've got our cup set to the correct level that we want. And now we're going to just press the button and see what happens. So the button is now flashing blue while it's heating up the water. And one of the things that I like about this unit a lot is the fact that, two things. First of all, see how well it sits on my countertop? I don't have much room between my sink and my stove, but I love the way that this fits right in between the two of them. And no, I don't keep my coffee pot out all the time. I'll show you where it lives. I actually have room for my coffee pot in the cabinet. It lives right there. So we're waiting for the water to come to temperature, and this is automatic. So I mean, once it hits its right temperature, it's going to go ahead and force water through the K cup and into the coffee cup. So one of the things I like is its very compact size. And another thing that I like about it a lot is that it only uses 800 watts of power. And some people can say that's a good thing, bad thing. You know, a more powerful coffee pot will probably heat the water quicker. On the other hand, a less powerful coffee pot, you know, just less wattage used, means you can use a smaller inverter if you want to do that. So this is actually convenient even to take, you know, like on a regular camping trip and use with a portable power station. Yeah, you need one that's powerful enough, but you know, like 1,000 watt portable power station would handle this no problem, where it would not handle 1,000 watt or more coffee pot. Most coffee pots run between 1,000 and 1,200 watts, I think. Well, I can hear the water boiling. And we have coffee. Look at that. Probably kind of hard to see, but it's pumping it out. So, it's not terribly complicated, right? There's nothing better than being able to get a simple cup of coffee when you want one. And then you just wait for the last few drips to finish dripping, or you can let them drip into the drip tray, but I prefer not having to clean the drip tray on a regular basis. All right, our coffee is done. I'm going to flip the camera around and we're going to sit down. I'll share with you how it worked out and talk about final thoughts. Cheers. So here's the important thing. Kit and I like to be able to share a cup of coffee in the morning and cuddle. Bottom line is, a cup of coffee should be easy to make, and this certainly qualifies. You saw just how easy it is. You know, you saw it in real time, except I'm going to speed up the part a little bit where the water boils. I mean, the whole thing took, what, maybe 3 minutes? I'll check, because I can look at the video and figure that out and let you know what it actually is. Now, I am going to tell you the truth. I am well outside the operating range for this coffee pot. The one that I have is rated to only operate correctly at 4,000 feet. But I understand that they are increasing that to 6,000 feet. So I'm going to put the link in the video description below. Check the description on Amazon and see if it's important to you, if it's rated for 4,000 feet or 6,000 feet. Now for me, the issue is the higher elevation the better, because especially in the summertime, I spend a lot of time at higher elevation. And so what that means is that, you know, this is not the best solution for me all the time, all summer long, but it is a great solution, especially in the wintertime. Super easy, fast, hot cup of coffee, tastes great, easy to do. The one drawback, from my perspective as a full-time RVer, and again, if you're in a sticks and bricks, this will not affect you at all, but I am so conservative with water, my inclination is to use the K-cups that I showed you rather than using the coffee grounds and the filter, even though I think that actually makes a better cup of coffee from my perspective. I like fresh ground coffee better than K-cup coffee. But I use the K-cups for the most part because it's hard to conserve water when you want to clean the grounds out of the filter. The filter does a great job of containing the grounds where they belong while the coffee is brewing, and does a great job of brewing the coffee, but it takes a little extra water to be able to clean the filter out. Now, it'd be kind of really cool if there was a little paper filter to put inside of there. I wonder if they make anything like that. I'll have to look that up on Amazon. That's me as a full-time RVer. That's not you in your sticks and bricks house. You won't care. Because when I say it takes extra water, I mean, I'm talking, instead of using, I don't know, maybe a tablespoon of water, I'm using, you know, like probably 4 or 5 tablespoons, something in that neighborhood. And to me, that's a big deal. May not be a deal. Should you buy this coffee pot? Up to you, obviously. But, I'm going to remind you, this is the second one of this brand that I've had. This one's a different model. It's been upgraded a bit. I actually like the water reservoir in this one much better. The top, I just have to push the top down. The other one I had to turn a knob. It's not complicated. There's only one button to push, so it's pretty hard to screw up. There are no settings. You can't choose your strength. You can't choose your temperature. You get the temperature you get, which I think is 180 degrees. It's hot, for sure. And the way that you can choose your strength is by how much water you put in, because you're only making 1 cup at a time. So, if I want a super strong cup of coffee, I only put in, somewhere in the neighborhood of 5 or 6 ounces. If I want it to be, less strong, put in more water. Put in as, use a taller cup, use a bigger cup, and put in more water. I think it'll take up to 12 ounces at a time. Again, check the description on Amazon to be sure about that. As several other YouTubers say, whenever they're doing product reviews, this is what I do. I'm not telling you what to do. I'm just telling you what I do. Anyway, I like the thing. I hope you will too. Leave a comment down below. Let me know what you think. And as always, we'll see you on the next one. Bye for now.